When it comes to this whole video game thing, Nintendo has been at it longer than most, and when it comes to sheer number of first-party IPs, Nintendo is untouchable. A decent number of their characters started in the 80s and early 90s and are still relevant to this day. I was going to make a top 10 list of Nintendo franchises, but there are so many that I decided to go with a tier list instead. There are 40 entries here instead of 10, so enjoy. Alright, so first we have Animal Crossing, extremely popular since the GameCube game, and then widely accessible on the DS and the Wii. The 3DS game was really good, made a lot of innovations for the series, and there's a mobile game. So, a lot of people were looking forward to the Switch version, including myself. Even though it's a relatively newer franchise, I have to put it in A tier for now. Next is Box Boy. I have no experience with Box Boy whatsoever, except wanting the amiibo that is very expensive. I know like a new game came out or is coming out or something, but I personally I don't know anything about it, so. But I hear it's pretty popular, so we'll put it in D tier. Brain Age, I don't think there's been a Brain Age game since the DS, so we'll put it in F. Chibi Robo, I guess the GameCube version was good, and then they made a 3DS game that everybody hated, and I believe I heard that they said that if that game failed, then that would most likely be the end of the series. So we're gonna put it in D tier because I don't think anyone really cares about Chibi Robo. Cruisin', Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World. There were some other ones, mostly arcade games, but they were ports on the N64, and it's a pretty good timer racing game. Very good for arcades. Unfortunately, I don't think they've made one in a very long time. And for what it is, it's pretty basic. It's still fun. I'll give it a C. Custom Robo is very interesting. You build your own robot and you fight them and stuff like that. I think they made a card game of it too for the DS. I want to say, or maybe I think the DS. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But we haven't seen one in a while, so we'll put it in C. Starfy is pretty much Kirby underwater. C. Nah, we'll move it down to D. I played a little bit of one. I was going to make a video on it, but I never got around to it. It's alright. Donkey Kong. So this includes the original Donkey Kong Country, and all the spin-offs like that. Country was huge when it came out. Diddy's Conquest is like a favorite for a lot of people. Donkey Kong Country 3 was a huge game for the Super Nintendo, and with the recent releases of like Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze, they're good games, good platformers. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Mother, two very beloved games, and that's about it. The first one on the NES was the thing, I guess, but like playing it today, it's not very good. I mean, people love it, but personally, I have to give it a B. No, you know what? Ness and Lucas and Smash. This is getting. I'm just kidding. We'll keep it in B. Excite Bike, Excite Truck, and whatever else. I used to love Excite Bike on the NES. I didn't really play the Wii ones, and I think that's kind of where it ended. So we'll put it in D tier. Fire Emblem. Less than 20 years ago, people would have been like, "The fuck is a Fire Emblem?" But then Melee came out, and everyone liked the anime boys, and then they started bringing it over, and like it did alright, like the Game Boy Advance and the GameCube game and the Wii game. But with Awakening on 3DS, it just exploded, and now half the Smash characters are from Fire Emblem. It's a good series, so I'm gonna give it S. Honestly, I'm excited for the Switch one. It's kind of a meme that we haven't gotten an F-Zero game in a very long time, since what, the GameCube? Damn, it is a while ago. F-Zero is a very hard racing game, all of them, and honestly, I mean, Miyamoto said that, if you can't find a way to make a game really bring something new to the game, make it more innovative, what's the point of making it? And I understand that. I know a lot of people want a new F-Zero. Honestly, I think they should just let Sega work on one. But for now, we haven't had one in a long time. Captain Falcon is more of a Smash character than an F-Zero character. I'm going to put it in C tier. Golden Sun is a very cool RPG series starting on the GBA. There was, what, 3 games, I think? 2 on the GBA, 1 on the DS, and that's it. We have the main character in Smash as an assist trophy. That's about it. We haven't seen one in a long time, but it is really good, so I might have to put it in B. Kid Icarus is kind of weird because it was, you know, one of the original classic NES games, then a sequel on the Game Boy, and then I don't think anyone really cared about it for a long time until Pit showed up in Brawl, and then Sakurai made Uprising. But I mean, it just doesn't have enough games, especially enough, like, you know, good and actual playable games. I can't play the original Kid Icarus at all. It's really hard. I have to go. Uprising was good though. It's a tough one. I'll put it in C tier. Kirby, love Kirby. I don't believe any of the actual main games are seen as bad. Superstar is one of my favorite games of all time. Might actually be my favorite, honestly. Return to Dreamland was good. Star Allies was pretty basic, but I mean it was Kirby. There are some games that I don't really like in the series, like Kirby 64. I really don't like that game at all. I'll put it in A tier. Super Mario, S tier, obviously. Saved the video game industry and continues to put out just really, really good, competent games. For a while, it kind of seemed iffy with, you know, all the new Super Mario Bros. And everything, but 3D World is good. Odyssey is really good. It's Mario. It has to be S tier. Mario Kart is a system seller. Even the Wii U, when Mario Kart 8 came out, some people started buying the Wii U. I think Mario Kart Wii was the best selling game on the Wii, I believe. And Mario Kart 8, I'm pretty sure, was the best selling game on the Wii U. And it was so good they ported it to the Switch and added some new stuff to it. A S tier for Mario Kart. Mario Party. The first couple were good, and then it got really bad. And the last one that came out, Super Mario Party for the Switch, I enjoyed it. I think it was a good return to form for the series. But I mean, there was a length of time where they were just putting out trash. I gotta put it in C tier. Paper Mario had what? A couple good games. Thousand Year Door is supposed to be supposedly one of the best games on the GameCube. Super Paper Mario was pretty cool too. And then from what I hear, nothing but trash after that. So we'll put it in B tier. Mario and Luigi, I have not personally played the Mario and Luigi games, really. I think I played a little bit of one. I hear good stuff about them though. I don't know if I can put it over Paper Mario. I'll put them on. Yeah, I'll make them even. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Luigi's Mansion was the launch title for the GameCube, kind of like to show off what the GameCube could do as opposed to the 64. Dark Moon came out, and there is a new one coming out for the Switch. I will play it. I didn't play Dark Moon. I'll play the Switch version, but I can't put it any higher than B. I kind of want to put it in C, honestly. Oh yeah, I played the arcade version too, but yep, C tier. Metroid is apparently not super popular in Japan as much as it is here in the US. First game is borderline unplayable. Second game is I feel like it's better. Super Metroid, one of the best games of all time. And then they followed that up by going 3D with Metroid Prime, which is another outstanding game. Remade the first 2 games. It's a good series. Like, honestly, the only bad parts about Metroid is like Other M, which honestly, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate Other M. There are parts about it that I hate, but I don't hate the game overall. And Blast Ball, which is a spin-off, it shouldn't really count against it. I'm gonna go S tier for Metroid. You know what? I'm gonna have to move it to A tier, honestly, because again, it's not super popular in Japan, and I feel like there's not enough Metroid to warrant putting it in S tier. Because you got what? The first 3 games, Fusion, the 3 Prime games, and another M. It's like 8 games. Not counting remakes. Nintendogs was huge on the DS for casuals, and then nothing happened with it. F. Advance Wars, or Nintendo Wars, has been around a lot longer than the Game Boy Advance. It's pretty much Fire Emblem, but like military version of it. It's cool. We haven't seen one in a while. I'm gonna have to go. Oof, it's a tough one. It's a good series, but C tier. Pikmin was a pretty big game on the GameCube. The third one on the Wii U was a lot of fun. I played it a lot. I hope they come out with HD collection or something. Put all 3 games on the Switch. That would be a lot of fun. We haven't. There's only been 3 Pikmin games and then a spinoff for the 3DS, which I have not heard great things about. I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I have to go B tier for Pikmin. Pilot Wings is essentially a series of tech demos for whatever console they come out for. I would put it in D, because it's still fun. Like the Pilot Wings 64 was a lot of fun when the 64 came out. Pokemon is S tier. Obviously, it's like the biggest fucking thing ever when it came out in '98 here in the US, and it's still huge. Because I mean, back then it was, you know, kids that were into it, but now you have kids and adults that used to be kids when it came out, present company included. And it just keeps getting bigger with like Pokemon Go and Pokemon Sleep, whatever that is. Like, it's not just, you know, the Game Boy games and the anime anymore. It's everywhere, like literally everywhere on my phone. When I go out shopping, it's all over the place. It's really good S tier. It deserves it. Punch Out, it was what? 4 Punch Out games, Arcade, Mike Tyson, and Super Punch Out, and Punch Out Wii. It's okay. Like, it's not a bad game, but I gotta put it in D tier. It's not bad enough to be an F, but like there's not enough of it out there. Not enough reason for it to be, you know, higher than that. Splatoon might be the newest series in this list. It actually did, you know, really well for being on a stillborn platform like the Wii U. Splatoon 2, pretty much an enhanced port of the first game. Sold a lot more on the Switch. There's still events going for it. It's a really unique franchise. Third-person shooter, you know, competitive team battle, but without like killing and a lot of gray. A lot of brown and gray, like, you know, Call of Duty and all that stuff. I get an A tier. So supposedly Star Fox is like the first game they make on every console to test out the console. The first one was really innovative for the Super Nintendo back in those days. Star Fox 64 is really good, and then after that, it just kind of fell off. Pretty much Star Fox Zero being a huge disappointment to everyone. To be C tier, honestly. Smash Bros, obviously S tier. It's like the culmination of every video game that has ever existed, pretty much. Especially if it was on a Nintendo console. So yeah, S tier. It's super popular. Even like the one that came out almost 20 years ago, it's like the most popular one still. And even though the quality dipped for Brawl, it went up a little bit for Smash 4, and then Ultimate. I do believe that Ultimate is the best Smash game. It's like they took what they learned from every other game and put it into one game. Legend of Zelda is huge everywhere, and it has been for a long time. Like, even the NES game was really big back in the day. And then Link to the Past is like one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. Ocarina of Time is still called like the greatest game of all time in a lot of ways. It might not hold up super well today, but I mean, those 2 games were like the basis for pretty much every other Zelda game up till now, excluding Breath of the Wild. And like a lot of current developers took inspiration from Zelda, so I have to give it S tier. Wario is like the Wario Land games and Wario World. They're good. They're good games. It's a good series. Kind of like a different version of like the Mario 2D games. I wish we had more. I wish we had one that, you know, came out more recently than the Wii, but we don't. For that, I have to give it B tier. WarioWare is a lot of fun. On the Game Boy Advance, it made a lot of sense to have a game like that because, you know, you just jump in and play a few little quick games, and that's about it. I really enjoyed the Wii version as well. The Wii version, it sucks. And then the 3DS version, that was pretty much like the greatest hits of all the other ones came out. That's the last we've seen of it so far. The 3DS game it's good, but like for what it is, I gotta put it in like maybe C tier. We got Wave Race. The only Wave Race game I played was Wave Race 64, which was really cool on the 64. It was a really cool game, just like, you know, driving around in your little jet ski thingy and doing tricks and water and stuff like that. I'd never played the GameCube version, and I think that was the last one that came out. I'd have to put it in F. Sorry about that. There's just not enough reason for me to put it higher than that. And you know what? Let's move cruising down here, honestly, because they're cool, but I mean it's very basic. All right, Xenoblade Chronicles is fairly newer IP. I think the first one came out in 2010 with the team behind like all the other Xeno games, Xeno Saga, Xenogears, and all that. But this one is a Nintendo IP. But they have like I guess the blessing of their former, I don't want to say owner, what's it called? Well, the former company that they worked for, Namco. So you do see some of the past stuff from the older games in these newer games, especially like Cosmos being in Xenoblade 2 as like a rare blade. I didn't play a whole lot of the first Xenoblade Chronicles, and I barely played X at all, but I do want to revisit them because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is fantastic. It's like my second favorite game on the Switch, next to Smash. It's one of my favorite games that I've played in like the last 10 years or so. It's just really good, and I mean, for Xenoblade 2 alone, I have to give it A. Like, that game is so good, I gotta put the whole series here. Yoshi's Island was good on the Super Nintendo, but after that, it kind of got iffy, and then Woolly World was pretty cool. I hear Crafted World is pretty good. I got it, yeah, it's B tier. 1080 Snowboarding, kind of the same situation as Wave Race. I don't think there has been one since the Wii, or not the Wii, the GameCube. I could be wrong, but I mean that's where it is. Really like a 64 and GameCube type thing back when Nintendo was trying to be extreme. And then Wii Sports, Wii Fit, Wii. What else was there? Wii Party. I mean, just for Wii Sports, it should be like up here. And Wii Fit's pretty interesting too, like what it tried to do, but I feel like it didn't. I don't know. It's for casuals, and you know they're not making them anymore because like the Wii brand is pretty dead. It's hard to place the Wii series because Wii Sports, like the best selling game ever, I think. Well, I think Minecraft is actually the best selling game ever, but well, it's close. And literally everybody played Wii Sports, like kids, old people, everybody in between. It's really hard, but I think I'll put it in B tier if I can get it. There we go. Yeah, I'll put Wii in B tier, just because of Wii Sports, like pulls it up, and that's the tier list. 40 Nintendo franchises, all ranked here from S to F. If you have any disagreements or think that I actually missed a series or something like that, leave me a comment and let me know. If you want to see more videos like this, also just let me know about it, man. I'll make more if you want to see them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.